Welcome back to Loving with Tiara. We are going to jump right into mindfulness meditation. First taste, last taste. Without taste, there would be much less temptation in the world. Taste. Let's see. Taste is no small thing, and many wisdom stories tell us about the lasting consequences of wanting a little taste of something. We can honor and savor the power of taste by paying much greater attention to it. Let's begin by taking a brief inventory of taste. Spend a few moments reflecting on your answer to the following question. What was the first thing you tasted this morning? Try to recall all you can about this flavor. If your first thought was a food or a beverage, did you overlook previous tastes? Maybe the minty toothpaste that cleansed and awakened the 10,000 taste buds on your tongue and the roof of your mouth. Before that, did you taste the flavor of morning mouth? When you opened your eyes and the alarm clock rang, or the morning light streamed through the windows. Taste is always with us, ever present. Even when you detect none, there is a flavor in the non-eating mouth. I'm sure we've all had that one. 1 minute mindfulness can help you savor that cereal, egg, yogurt, bread, tea, or coffee, or other food you feed your body in the morning, as well as throughout the day. Some people are so rushed in the morning that they skip breakfast because it takes time. Although breakfast may be one of the most important 60-second choices you make at the start of our day, or that we make at the start of our day, there was a crow or a raven. Others quickly gobble up breakfast as though eating were an unwanted chore. The first time I met with a client, I'll call Kevin, he shared a story of being frustrated, irritable, and quick to anger with his family. When I asked for his theory on why this was happening, Kevin said the problem was a result of financial stress. After more questioning, I discovered that he didn't practice good self-care. Kevin rarely started a day with any protein, compensating instead with a significant jolt of coffee or caffeine to get himself going. I explained to Kevin how his nutritional choices were affecting his thinking, how the brain's frontal cortex, where judging, analyzing, and decision-making occur, needs protein every 2 or 3 hours. For the next week, Kevin made a 1-minute mindfulness choice to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in the morning and to cut his caffeine intake by half. To his surprise, his irritability soon disappeared. His family was happier, and he was better prepared to deal with his financial struggles. You can make your first taste of the day count too. When it's time, take 60 seconds to fully commit to what you are about to do. Eating is one of the most intimate acts. Pause to consider the morsel you choose to put in your mouth and how it's about to merge with you. You can't get much more intimate than that. The right food will nourish and build cells and sustain you with energy. Slowing down to taste and chew your food actually helps the enzymes in your mouth, saliva, start the process of digesting carbohydrates and fats. In the next 60 seconds, you can also reflect on the intricate web of natural resources and people that brought this first taste to you. When you engage in a mindful minute of tasting that first bite or sip, instead of a throwaway moment, you have manifested a morning's first taste that is distinctly memorable. At the end of the day, you will still have that first taste to remember. How many times could you say this was so in the past? Yeah, so let's practice. Just as you can make the first taste of the day count, the last taste of the day can be special too. The last taste is an opportunity to acknowledge your fullness and satisfaction. It can signify finding balance. Don't take the last taste for granted. Each day, or end your day by eating consciously and skillfully. What do you want your last taste of the day to be? I can never decide. A soothing cup of aromatic tea, a glass of chilled water. By paying attention to your first and last taste, you are on the road to making more mindful food choices throughout the day and to cultivating a nurturing attitude towards yourself. You might want to create a first taste, last taste journal. Who knows what insights you'll find? I realized that sometimes I do want to end with a certain taste in my mouth. Yeah, it sucks because you have to brush your teeth before you go to bed. So it usually ends up with mint or whatever toothpaste you have. Um, but I actually care about that for some reason. I want to know. I want to savor it. I want to hold on to it. I want it to be special. A lot of times it's tea. And I will just enjoy it and savor the last few minutes of it, even if it's cold, like this is. Yeah, it'll come off eventually, just not yet. And I savor it. It's minty. That one's chilly. It's strong, as it was oversteeped. It's creates a dry filling in the middle of my mouth, but you taste the flavor towards the tip of your tongue. I love the way it cascades over my tongue when it's cold, which is strange. I love it differently when it's hot. I try to appreciate it in different ways. But I can also do that, as you saw with one of the videos that I shot while I was in the hospital about the red onion. And I had never done that with a red onion. And I can still actually taste, it seems like every part of it. It was hot, but definitely juicy, like a stick of celery. Hot meaning spicy, kind of in a radish style sense. It was a little bit unbearable at the beginning, but then you sit with it and realize I just want to understand the complexity of the taste, the intricacy of the taste, of the flavor. And I can still taste it. It's almost as if I've tasted it differently and it holds on every day. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the flavors. I wanted to add salad dressing to my salad yesterday, but there was red onions in there. And I didn't want to not be able to enjoy that taste the same. Learning to appreciate my food. Yeah, slowing down and learning to appreciate the food for what it is as opposed to drowning it in other flavors. Because then I know what I like. My body gets a chance to understand what it likes as opposed to just drinking a bottle of salad dressing or ketchup or whatever it is that we pour on top to make our food taste different. If we just want the ketchup, drink the ketchup. But if you're going to eat the fries, maybe we should eat the fries or whatever it is. I like fries. So, or baked potato or whatever it is you eat. Kale. Maybe this time don't put as much seasoning and actually taste it and sit with it. Do it as a family. I used to do the same thing with my family for those Jelly Belly jelly beans. And we would sit together and I would cut all the jelly beans, like the bamboozled, that have, flavors that might be boogers or grass clippings or pencil shavings. The Jelly Belly factory goes on and on about so many different buttered popcorn. Let's give it a simple one. And I would cut those in half because I didn't want anybody's belly to get sick. And I know we don't need the whole jelly bean in order to get the flavor. And so I would cut those in half, and we would all sit around, and at the same time, we'd say, go. And we would close our eyes and try to understand what we were tasting. And boy, oh boy, some of those things like barf or throw up, I don't know, but they've gotten that down to a science. They can duplicate that in jelly beans. And instead of saying, ew, gross, I taught the kids to instead, don't spit it out, sit with it. Who wants to sit with throw up? Well, no one, or us, or me. I'm not sitting with throw up. I'm sitting with understanding, acceptance of what it is, because I deal with people that are sick, very sick. And if I walk in and think, ew, gross, to every single little thing, there's no way that I can take care of cancer patients that are, struggling. Sometimes, depending on the types of cancer, it gets really, really intimate and sometimes messy. So you have to be able to understand gross and use it appropriately. And so I try not to use it with things like that. And I don't want to associate things like that with gross or words that simple. Just trying to describe what it is. And even something as quote unquote gross as a throw up jelly belly, you can still understand, whoa, this is complex. How did they even get this flavor and this exact? There's so many things that you can go with besides gross. The thoughts that run, filter it, change it, think deeper than that. Gross. Don't be knee jerk. Or as the kids say, don't be simple. Ooh, she's so simple. Use a better word. Use a word that challenges you to actually understand what you're feeling. I do it with pain. I do it with everything. It's a matter of meditation and saying, oh, that's painful. At the gym with my shoulder, I do Reiki on it to make sure that it knows and then it's ready. But I try to understand what it's feeling so that I know what to do to help it. But you can't understand that without sitting with it, sitting with your food, sitting with your body, sitting with whatever. And that's what meditation is about. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I enjoyed it. Look, I always do. That's why I do this. I enjoy them all. It's for me. Oh, selfish. It's for me. I reap the benefits just like you. So thank you so much. And I just want to dedicate this to my doctor in San Diego. Not my actual doctor, but I call her my doctor. She's actually a member of my natural hair group that I started and ran in San Diego, Showing My Roots. A little group that teaches women how to love themselves, or people, I should say, just their hair, teaching women and children and people how to love their hair as it comes out of their scalp. Yes, we, especially as African American Black women, we have a struggle with our hair, and acceptance on the hair can be difficult in today's society, and society period, not even today's, just in society period. It's not supposed to look like this. That's what mine does, because it is supposed to look like this. This is how I want it. So it's supposed to be exactly how I want it. And this is how it grows. So I just accepted that. It's such a nice thing to do, is accept who you are. So to my doctor, she is a wonderful being who has been in this group since moving to San Diego, I believe. But her spirit is just so welcoming, so refreshing, so transparent, so honest, so humble. She is a humble being, as successful, if you will, as society would deem her. They have no clue the success that that woman is. She is successful as a daughter, as a friend, as a being in this universe. And this goes out to you. I thank you, love you. Have a great day.